Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. On my bench today is a Copal model number 227 alarm clock from the 1970s. This particular one I've had since I've been 8 years old, so that's 40 years. I've had it 40 years, and it's been running continuously, or nearly continuously, for 40 years. And it stopped. It stopped running. I really like this little alarm clock. I've got it open at the moment. I've already been having a look. I just really like flip clocks. I've always have done. It's a great little thing. I tend to just use it as a clock now, rather than an alarm clock. It makes a horrendous buzzing noise, which was always annoying to other people around it, because it was quite intrusive. It's the idea of an alarm clock, but I used to get complaints from parents and people around it. It's just an alarm clock. It's got a little bulb inside there, 240 volt bulb. The whole thing is 240 volts, so it's line voltage. On here we've got a run indicator, and that spins. We've got hours and minutes, and then we've got the setting the alarm. So you can set it, and that click is actually when we get to 22:48. There's a little thing on the top here, so you hit that when you want to turn the alarm off. Many years ago I did replace the cable. The cable got damaged, and so I just had to replace it. It was the 1970s very thin cable. Unfortunately I didn't have anything suitable, so I just used this 2-core cable, which is slightly thicker, the insulation on it. It just stopped. I noticed that actually, even though the light was on, there was nothing going on inside. It was not turning. The clock wasn't moving, and the runtime wasn't indicator wasn't moving. So what I've done is I've opened it up. Let's just open it up, and I've taken the screws out. Let's just turn it there. So there we go. That's pretty much it. You've got the alarm clock part, which is the little micro switch here. So if we turn it around, then that should move. There we go. Just a little micro switch, and that's the buzzer there. So all it does is simply switch the buzzer on. This is me many years ago. I think I replaced it a good 20 years ago. Just a bag tie on that, connect everything up, and that's fine. Then here, if I just take that there, here is the motor itself. Let's try and get there. Yeah, so it's a little brushless motor with the little spin indicator, which actually is the motor itself. So what I'll do is, if I put that like that, and I plug it in and switch on. Oh, yep, that's the alarm. There we go. So you can see it's very slowly moving. Let me just zoom in a little bit. There we go. It's very, very slowly moving, and if I use a screwdriver just to touch it, there we go. And I can hear it buzzing. There's like a little faint ticking, as if one of the bearings has gone on the actual motor. Now it could just be where it's the grease has got very bad and it's just clogged up. So if I switch it off and switch it back on again, yeah, it just feels very sticky. There we go. It hasn't got that much torque in the whole system, so yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this motor off. And I'm actually going to grease the motor. I put some oil into the bearings, and also just grease some of the cogs, and that should be it. So yeah, so I'm going to take that let's just take that off, safe and sorry. I am going to take these bolts off here. I think it might be Imperial. It's old enough. There we go. think this was from about 1973 or 74. It's as nearly as old as me. In fact, it's actually might be even as old as me. So I think I paid about 50p or a pound at a jumble sale in a church. I must have been about 8 years old. So looking about 1982, something like that, in South London, where I grew up. And yeah, so here we go. Come on, there we go. So that's the mechanism. Let's just turn it off. Is that better? Okay, let's just run with what we've got. So it's gearing inside here, which then turns that. So I do think it's something to do with the inside. I think it is actually just. It feels like it's running free-ish. But yeah. I was just going to put a little bit of oil in there, but I think let me take that little screw out. Now it's got lots of glue on it, which probably means that not to actually do anything with this. So and there we go. So we have. Let's just get in shot. All of the cogs and gears, and they are plastic. So that's interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of essentially put a load of oil in there. So I'm just going to flood some oil down in there. And also just put some. Far too much, but the bearings do feel quite bad, so I feel happy to turn this on. Let's see whether it runs. Well, that's starting up now. Yeah. The bearing has quietened up there. It's try not to get oil on the actual paper, otherwise you'll see it. Yeah, I think the bearings have worn a little bit. Come on. There we go. And then where did that little screw go to? There's like this there. Still on. Just lightly holds it on. And then we can then put this back into there. Now it's possible that the motor hasn't got enough torque. They're not that a huge amount of torque on them, so. And just remember, this has been running for nearly 50 years. So, I did put quite a bit of oil into that. So does it start up? No, it doesn't. So, could it be that we need some oil down in there? A couple of drops. Couple of drops. And strategically placed. Yep. So, turn on. So it's possible that the motor bearings have started to wear out, and the motor's failing. Be a real shame. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let this sit here and run for a while. See, it does want to. Just let that run. Let the you've gone out of shot. Let that run for a little while, and see how it gets on. Okay, so after some more lubing up and generally just running, it actually will start and stop by itself. If I zoom in, there we are. Sometimes it's a little sticky, but it's getting better. So I'm going to let it run for a bit longer. I did get a little bit of oil on the thing here, but it's, yeah, it is getting stronger, because when I did that before it would actually stop. So yeah, I just need to clean that up. Yeah, let that run and then I'll put it back together again. So the clock's back together again. I've turned it on and off a good few times, and yeah, if I bring it right up, see, it seems to start and stop quite nicely now. So yeah, live to fight another day. So it's there we go. It's a Copal model 227. So yeah, European one, 50 hertz. Yeah, works really. Yeah, it's working nicely now. I think the bearing basically got very dry. Yeah, there we are. Well, thanks for watching. If you like this type of thing, please like, share, subscribe. I'm a small channel and I appreciate all the support I can get. I'll see you on the next video. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.